it going, y'all? It is your awesome buddy Big John. So here we are, we're playing some Call of Duty Black Ops 3. I'm not really going to be talking about Call of Duty Black Ops 3 today. Really, we're going to be talking about something completely different. Something that came out last night. And it was actually a surprise to me. And it'll probably be a surprise to most of you, especially if you read the title. So apparently, Xbox One, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, iPhones, and all kinds of stuff. Now we can all play on one battlefield. Isn't that crazy? Now, I do have to say something before we get too much further in this. I kind of have a problem with cell phones and Nintendo Switch being on the same playing field as PlayStation and Xbox. To me, that's just a little bit weird. I mean, y'all can feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but in my opinion, that's just a little bit weird to me. To me, though. I know everybody's different. They have their own... They all, you know, they have their own opinions, but in my opinion, having a cell phone and Nintendo and whatever device all on one playing field, that's kind of weird, especially for cell phones. Like exactly how does that work? You know, I mean, is the Nintendo Switch and cell phones going to have more of an advantage over console players like PSN and Xbox? Because that, I mean, that would be kind of weird, you know. But who knows? Now, as far as I know, and I watched a little bit of it last night, apparently Fortnite, they pulled some strings. They're like, look, our fan base wants to play all on one big network, pretty much. They all want to be able to play the game together, regardless of what type of console they may be on, whether it be Xbox, whether it be PlayStation, or Nintendo Switch, or your iPhone, whatever. You're going to be allowed to play on the same field in Fortnite. Now, I didn't actually go play Fortnite because y'all know I hate Fortnite. I'm not going to stress how much I hate it, but y'all know I can't stand Fortnite, and that's cool. You know, everyone has their likes and dislikes when it comes to video games. That's what's the great part about us being human, is that we can have our differences. There's no problems there. But I want to kind of ask y'all, how do y'all feel about the fact of Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, sorry, Nintendo, and all these other devices being able to be on one playing field? I mean, in my opinion, it's kind of weird. It don't bother me, Xbox and PlayStation. And I actually hope that when Black Ops 4 comes out and Battlefield, we can do the same thing there. We can all play, because I know there's a lot of y'all that are on PlayStation, you know, and some people that want to collaborate with me on YouTube, but I can't actually collaborate with them the way I'd like to because they're on a different console and I don't want to play PlayStation. That's just my thing. I haven't been on PlayStation since the very first PlayStation came out. I haven't owned a PlayStation since the very first since the very first PlayStation came out, the big gray one with the circle on it. That's how long ago it was. Now, I've borrowed people's PlayStations. That way I can hang out with my family and friends that play that system. But that was the only reason why. Is because they were on PlayStation. My family is. And they wanted me to play the game with them. Now, hopefully, we can all play together on one battlefield. And that'd be really, really sweet. Because then I can hang out with my family. Because for some reason, they won't come over to Xbox. Which is fine. It doesn't bother me at all. I mean, you know, they enjoy what console they enjoy. I enjoy what console I enjoy. And I get it. But there's been a lot of people covering the fact that they're going to be able to party up with their family members, their friends, their subscribers on other consoles. That way they can start interacting more. I mean, I kind of feel the same way. I've had a lot of you ask me to come join your game, but unfortunately, I'm Xbox, and I'll always be Xbox. And most of the competitive sniping has been on PSN as well, which I hadn't been able to do any competitive sniping. And, you know, I've kind of spoken with some of the people that hold some of the competitive sniping tournaments. And I told them at one point that I would like to go ahead and get a PlayStation and try to compete. Because I like competitive sniping. No matter how bad or good I do, I just enjoy playing. That's just something I like to do. I like that, you know, one-on-one, or what we're actually moving on to would be 4v4. If you've been a part of this channel for quite a while, you know that I'm no longer a part of 1v1LB, and I'm glad that I made that decision to part ways from them. Honestly, I am. There was a lot of negativity and issues with the new team that they had hired on, I guess, or the person that took over. Me and him, we just don't see eye to eye. I'm not going to go in too much detail. You know, the original owners, I had no problem with them at all. We still talk till, you know, to this day, we still talk. And I can't say anything bad about them because there's nothing to say bad about them. Honestly, there's not. Now, as the other individual that took over, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and down the guy, but I don't like him. Just point blank, I don't like the guy. I don't like anything about him. At first, me and him were really cool. But then things started changing once he became, I guess, the owner of that website and the tournaments there. I mean, it got to the point where he was only uploading his content, no one else's. It almost seemed like he was using that to grow himself, and and no one else was getting anything. To be outright honest with you. And so that's kind of why I left 1v1LB, is because the original owners left. The way it was being ran, I didn't like it. And not only that, the people that were in that community were pretty toxic. If they won, it was all about rub it in your face, call you bad names, tell you to kill yourself, kill your family, this and that, instead of good game, better luck next time, or hey, you could do this better, you could do that better, you could try to do this or that. It wasn't none of that. You know, anytime I won against anybody, I wasn't rude to them. Half the time I didn't, half the time I didn't join people's party because of how toxic it was. Regardless if you won or if you lost, someone was just going to be outright disrespectful to you, and I didn't want to be a part of that. And eventually I just moved away from that altogether. And it sucks because y'all know me, I like to snipe, and I liked the whole competitive sniping scene. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying like pro sniping, I'm just saying competitive sniping, okay? I'm not saying we're, MLG pro competitive snipers. This is just regular 1v1 competitive tournaments on a website. But anyways, we're actually getting pretty close to the end of the video. I wanted to play a little bit of Black Ops 3 because I knew that Black Ops 4 is going to be coming out pretty soon. I went out and I bought both games. I think it cost me like $211 altogether for both games, Black Ops 4 and Battlefield 5. So I do have both of those. I have all the passes. So y'all are going to be seeing all that content coming soon. Also, from what I hear, we're no longer going to have to wait an entire month on Xbox to get the same content that PlayStation does. It's going to be like a few days. But I hope y'all enjoy the video. As always, Baytown Cowboy 85, over and out.